Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, using tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself and create the life that you truly want to live. This is today's tarot. It's for all signs and it's a Friday the 9th of May 2025. I hope you're doing well. Let's get some cards out, see what's in the energies for everybody today. We're starting out with acceptance. You might not like something, but acceptance is where it's at. Now, this might be about yourself too. How often do we not accept where we're at right now, or always pushing for the next goal, thinking that where we're at is not okay, that we're somehow behind? Sometimes we should accept just where we are. There's a power in that, it being okay where we're at right now. Giving ourselves that space. Follow the signs. You could be getting signs and synchronicities and all kinds of things happening. Let's get some more cards out. Road less traveled, something very unusual. So the synchronicities and the signs could be pointing you to something that's not, it's not usual, it's not normal. The black sheep, you know, the guides have us doing all kinds of things that normal people don't do, right? We're the front runners, we're the leaders, we're the ones that live differently than everyone else at first. And you know what happens when you start doing that? You get mocked, right? When you're doing things that other people wouldn't do. We can't help ourselves as human beings. They will put themselves in your shoes and like, I'm way too scared to do that. And so then they project that onto you. Like, you shouldn't be doing that because it's igniting my fears. Listen. So we're listening to the signs today and we're following a very unusual path that might be laid out before you. Acceptance, accepting where you're at right now. Your higher self could be leading you to something new that you haven't even considered before. Let's get some more cards out. The Four of Pentacles says keep it to yourself. Cards to your chest, you know. I'm learning it more and more. This very thing. When we share too much, some people might call it being held accountable by other people, and it might be a positive thing. When we share what we're going to do, or when we talk about something too soon, it can be to our detriment because people add their energy to it, you know, whether that is disbelief in what you're doing, or whether it's their fears, like I just talked about, projecting their fears onto you. And you might think, well, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or feels about what I'm doing. I'm shielded from that. That's about them. It's not about me. But we're not shielded by that, from that. We are energetic beings, and what everyone feels and thinks does affect us, whether we want it to or not. No matter how much we think that we've got these shields up and that and yes, if we have strong energy, it can out energy. We can out energy other people's energy, so our energy can be stronger than theirs. But sometimes, rather than just being the strong one in this, it's better to shield yourself and protect yourself by playing your cards close to your chest, though. Not letting fit, especially because this road less travel card has come out, you know. If it's unusual. Hermiting away. A lot of that energy, you know, and it's just so important. It's something that I do on the regular, and it's been one of the most important self-love practices of my life, is being the hermit. There's just that retreat energy is just so powerful, with lots of meditation, lots of intentionality, lots of ritual, lots of self-care. It is just, we can have massive transformations through doing that, which is why I'm working on new programs at the moment, one-day home retreats that you can do for transformation. Next up, we've got the Five of Pentacles. This is the energy of not knowing the way forward, not knowing how, or feeling like you are, you know, you just don't hold the key to it, like you're in a situation you can't get out of, or something like that. So the Four of Pentacles, what is this about? Playing our cards close to our chest, not speaking out on things that it is that we're doing. Queen of Inspiration, because you're a mover, you're hearing it as well. She's inspired to take action, and not everyone is in that place yet. You might think, no, if I speak on it, then people will be more open to being inspired to action. So you speak about guidance that you're getting, and then you're taking action on that. If you're speaking that to someone who's just completely logical, you're not inspiring them to do the same thing. You're inspiring them to start ridiculing you. It's not the way that we move in. We don't get taught into these things. It comes from within. So if somebody is going to open up to being inspired to take action to change their life completely, yes, occasionally they might listen to something and be inspired by that, by your story. That can happen, but that will happen organically because it's been instigated within them. Usually it happens with something happening in their life that they're suddenly like opened up to that. In other words, we can't do the wake-ups. So if you're taking inspired action, you might not want to speak out on that. It's just amongst the wrong people, just amongst the wrong people. If you're speaking out among other awakened people, not a problem. But even so, even among unawakened people, you don't want to add any fearful energies, because you may awaken and still fearful, right? We're all a work in progress, and so it's hard to assess where people are at inside of themselves. 3 voices, heartbreak, the world, and the 4 of materials again, hold the energy back. Right, okay. So so you're taking inspired action. You're given some guidance to do something unusual. This is saying don't share it, keep it to yourself. And it could have something to do with the heartbreak that you've got from the world at the moment. So there's a lot of things in the world that are breaking our hearts, right? A lot right now. There's wars, which is just like, why? Like, why are human beings still doing that? Like, we are each other. We're all human beings. Like, it's heartbreaking, it is. There's all kinds of things that are going on with the world and within the world that are heartbreaking now. And that could be leading you to being the change that you want to see. But speaking out amongst it to the wrong people, it just makes them even more rigid in their own beliefs. It's like us versus them. So now with this, it could be anything, right? It could be that you decided to eat a different kind of a way. Yeah, this could be anything. But keeping it to yourself, what's behind that is changes. So the changes that you're making at the moment, keep them to yourself. But yeah, they could be born of heartbreak. And you might think that sharing your heartbreak about the world and why you're doing something is a teaching moment for other people. But that's not how people change. It's just not. That's not to say we can't be inspirational. We can be inspirational, but it's under the right context. Like, I'm doing a lot of, I'm being a podcast guest. It's like, it's something that I'm focusing on at the moment, being a podcast guest. And of course, choosing the right podcast to be on so that I'm reaching the right people. The last thing I want to do is to be on like a mainstream podcast of people that don't even believe in their stuff. And that's this energy, is the saying, don't try and be inspirational in that opposite world. It's not going to happen. We have this splitting going on at the moment into 2 realities. We've got the fearful ones that want control and all of that kind of thing, and then we've got the awakened ones. And it's no good constantly looking at them, thinking, I want to change them. No, we need to focus on ourselves now. And that feels selfish. It feels like we're not changing what's wrong, but we are. By focusing on ourselves, we are changing what's wrong. We're headed more and more in that direction. So let it be okay. We've got this acceptance and follow the signs. Acceptance that your life is yours and you're headed in this right direction. In my book, 2012 and Beyond, which is about this shift that's going on now, written back then because everyone was talking about it back then, because of that main prophecy of the shift, which is now, it's going on now. In that book, the example that I gave was about everyone flailing around in the mud, right? Everyone's flailing around in the mud, and they're all muddy, and you realize, oh, we're all in the mud. I'm going to get out of the mud. I'm going to clean myself off. And that's the inner work that we do and the healing that we do. And so you get out, and then you're all clean, and you're like, oh, I feel much better now. Now I'm going to get back in the mud, and I'm going to help them. You're not. you get back in the mud and you try and help them, and what happens? You get muddy again, and then you're like, oh, I'm in this again, I need to get out and clean myself off. We do the inner work, we do the healing work, and then we go, right, now I'm feeling stable, I'm feeling balanced, I'm feeling healed, I'm going to go get back in the mud with them and help them out, and I'll stay clean this time. It's like, you won't, you'll get muddy again. And yeah, sometimes we just need to give ourselves that permission to allow ourselves to be free and keep on moving forward in that clean, on that healed path, that awakened path, and not get back in the mud again. And that it's not our job to do that. Me personally, I had this experience of trying to heal my abusers. That's how I kept on getting back in the mud. It's like, well, surely this can be healed, you know? All about healing. Surely this can be healed. Surely this can be fixed. I can put more love into it, be there for them. And I hadn't realized I was just getting back into this paradigm that I'd always been in of a parentification, which is a trauma kind of a thing. I became the parent in that situation, which isn't the role, right? It isn't the role. Well, we've got the Hermit card next, and the Ten of Voices. So painful ending and hermiting away. So spending time by yourself. Hermiting away, that's clear, because of something painful that's ended, or you're removing yourself from something which perhaps has caused more pain, or it could be something abrupt, that when you make a change, suddenly it becomes painful, meaning people turn against you because they don't understand what you're doing, or people turn against you because you're bringing up the fear within them, and that's not comfortable for them, and so they'll project that onto you. Yeah, it could be very much an abrupt kind of a change. So you might think, I didn't even know these people, but it's not true. It's not true that you didn't even know those people. What happens is you change your energy significantly, and it's the difference between their energy and your energy. Whereas before, when your energy was at a certain point, they were around that energy, and so that was comfortable for them. You make a change, suddenly it's like, oh, I feel the difference in this energy, I don't like that, I'm going to project my fear onto you. So you did know them, it's just we're only ever comfortable in the vicinity of the energies that are ours. Which is why when we are on a path of inner healing work, a lot of growth, we outgrow a lot of people. We have to leave behind a lot of people. It's a good thing, but it doesn't feel good emotionally when we're going through it, right? So sacred space is behind that. So you need your sacred space. Just trust yourself. Trust yourself in this journey it is, right? And you will come across your tribe and your new people in time. 5 of Pentacles, but you might feel dejected and left out as a result. Not this again. Why do I always have to leave people behind? You know, I've had that a lot in my life. I've lived on lots of different continents. I've joined many communities and left many communities, and each time it's like this part of myself that's longing for community, and that love that we share is just like, oh, it's really hard. It's really hard each time to leave that behind, but I'm glad that I did each time, because I have moved on to better. 5 of Pentacles, so feeling left out. Oh, and that's the fears coming up, right? So that's the fears coming up when we feel left out like that. And so dealing with that within yourself, rather than succumbing to the temptation of the devil there, and going backwards. Well, I'll just stay because it's easier. You know, that's how we remain in abusive situations. People always say, why didn't she just leave? It's because of this very thing of, well, then I'll be alone, then it's like the new devil, isn't it? It's like, then I'll be alone, I'll have even more to contend with. Better the devil you know. It's that kind of an energy. There's abundance behind that too. Interesting that abundance would be behind that. Well, abundance is saying, true abundance isn't about money. It's not about having a big stockpile, a load of money in your bank account and a load of stuff so that you can look after yourself no matter what happens. That's insurance. That's not abundance. Abundance is everything in the flow coming to you when you need it. Walking this magical path when things are happening and you're getting clues and synchronicities and guidance and the money to do that thing and the right person to help you with that thing, and you know, just walking through life and it's all popping off and there's all of these things happening. That's true abundance, right? And so trusting in that might help you get out of that dejected energy. It's your path. And it's a path for a lot of us as well. If you're watching me, you've probably got similarities with me of this strong growth game. And so you will have left a lot of things behind, decided that they're not for you. It's an up level. We up level our energy in steps like that, and we have to move on and not succumb to that temptation of staying there just because it's familiar, or dimming our light because it's triggering people. Just don't speak out on it so much. Play your cards close to your chest. Hopefully you've got people, at least one person that you can talk to about it that gets you, that gets this spiritual path. If not, join some of my programs, Adventure Zone, then you'll have people to talk to that get it. Okay, what about the masculine and feminine energies? I feel like I'm doing a lot of waffling. That's good. Cards coming out fast. So, rest up, says the Four of Swords. I mean, I think we're going to get this all year, to be honest. These energies of rest up, it's so important right now to bring our nervous systems all the way down. The structures that we've had and the life that we've been expected to live has had our nervous systems like, and it wrecks our health. It really does. We need to allow ourselves now to rest more. Especially with this whole phone addiction that we've all got now. We've all got it. And we need to put it down. It's hard to do. It's very addictive. But it wrecks our nervous system with that dopamine hit. It feels like we're doing something when we're really not doing something, and we're not achieving something. And it's very detrimental to us, and it's addiction. And if we give ourselves space from that, it can be very freeing for our nervous system. So in a world that is always on and has us distracted all the time, we need to focus on this more than ever, right? Six of Swords, the universe is helping us out with that. And get from where we are right now, accepting where we're at right now, and then following the signs, right? So the universe is helping us out to get there. And a lot of people are realizing that now. How detrimental social media and scrolling and stuff like that is. And not just that, is the reward, the phone going off, the ping and stuff like that. And even like connecting with each other in that kind of way in text messages, not the same to our nervous system as a hug, as being face to face with someone, as like being out in nature with someone and actually connecting with them. It's just not the same to our nervous system. We really do need to be prioritizing our nervous systems now and allowing them to come right down. We've got the Chariot and the Three of Pentacles. Pulled in two directions. Okay, I'm getting a lot on this. So the Three of Pentacles is about learning and teaching. So there might be a course or something that you've read, or even something that you've heard in a reading, that this is what it feels like to me, this energy. I want to work on this thing. This person seems to be teaching a solution to this, but it doesn't feel quite right. There might be elements to it that are kind of there, but for you personally, I mean, it might be completely right for the teacher, but not quite right for you. You might be building on that. So you might be learning something, but then feeling that this isn't quite right, but we're kind of headed in the same direction, thinking about the same problems, looking for the similar kind of solutions. But there's something that's not quite it for you in that teaching, which is fine, because we've all got our own path, right? It doesn't mean we need to negate the teachers. That's something that my guides told me years ago. They're saying you're a bit too much of a purist, Claire. Just because somebody doesn't have any empathy doesn't mean that they've got nothing to teach you. If they're teaching something, I don't know, like how to bake a cake, then you can learn that, or how to fix a car. You can learn that from a narcissist, right? It doesn't matter that they're a narcissist. But you wouldn't want to learn like emotional or relationship skills from a narcissist. How many are out there trying to teach it? You wouldn't want to learn that. You wouldn't want to learn like emotional things or healing kind of things from a narcissist. That wouldn't do, for sure. But just putting it in context. They don't have to be perfect to teach, is what I'm saying. And I know some people do have, I used to have that perspective. It's like, I don't want to deal with people like that at all. I don't want to buy my coffee from them. I don't want to do anything with them, right? And my guys were like, hey, you need to like ease up on that. That's just for some of you. Four of Swords, so relax more. The Nine of Inspiration, you've been healing yourself so much. And part of the healing cycle is to bring our nervous systems down. As I said, that the masculine paradigm has been be on all the time and be consistent. And that's very jarring to women, but it's very jarring to men too. It's not a human natural way of being, right? We're meant to spend a lot more downtime than we actually do. What's behind this? And so, especially Nine of Inspiration, keep on going on a healing journey. Toward the end of a healing journey is when we address. It's like once we've figured it all out and we've made sense of the past and the wrongness or the part that we don't like about it, and then we cognitively think about what our new approach would be, and then we can do some like feeling the feelings of what we went through and do like the emotional healing. And then at the end, toward the end of the healing, we've got to let it go. In order to let it go, we need to come back to stasis, is what I want to say. It's not a word that I would really use, but get ourselves back to that rest and digest state, you know? Back. And the guys are saying some of you haven't even been there. Some of you don't know what that is. It's not about getting back to it. Some of you have been so in that you've never experienced that. So getting ourselves to that point of rest and digest, being in that most of the time. It's very interesting. I'm into the science, I'm into health and fitness, and something that I've been working on personally myself at the moment, combining the two, is my nervous system. It is the importance of, yes, doing my training, and that's a stressor, right? But it's a positive stressor. But not if you do too much of it, and not if you even do it, the right amount of it, but then don't come down afterwards. It's just that balance of, yes, you need to be up sometimes, and then the speed that you can get down to that base level again. And so now I'm timing things just like I'm focusing on it a little bit better. So instead of working out, having a shower, and then starting work straight away, is working out, having my shower, meditating, and then starting work. So getting myself down to that rest and digest before I go start again, which gets me to a better nervous system state. So you might be looking into things like that. So persist with that. We've got inner journey and feminine energy. So getting more into the feminine energy, especially for those of you want to be more in the feminine energy. It's like, well, this is what it's about. You tend to your nervous system first. We're doing more of that here on Be Healing with my new offerings, my one-day retreat offerings. You'll see them popping up very shortly on my website, behealing.com. If you sign up for my free course, of course, you'll be on my mailing list and you'll hear about these things coming out. You'll be the first to hear, and you'll get special offers. So do sign up on my website, behealing.com, for that free course. Now, Six of Swords, and the universe is helping us out here. People are getting switched on to this now. And so there'll be many teachers. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. There's many teachers about this now. But both the putting the phone down, ways in which to detach from the technology in that kind of a way, but also about the nervous system stuff. Six of Swords, so we're being helped. Six of Inspiration, to be victorious in this. The Nine of Voices, to get away from that anxiety, that state. So it's from anxiety to victory, to success. Anxiety, nervous system state. Yeah. The universe is helping us out with that. So in other words, this is a global kind of a thing. Guides, our spirit guides, entities, the earth itself, it's encouraging us, it's putting that energy out there to be grounded, to lower it. I'm just getting from this Six of Swords, not just the guides in the universe, it's Gaia too, it's the sun, it's the planets, it's everything. It's trying to get us to calm down as well. We affect the planet itself, you know, we're very resonant. We're a part of this planet, we're very resonant, you know. I'm just learning that now is the geomagnetics of the planet and the Schumann resonance and the actual resonance of the planet. It's in the same ranges, the same hertz ranges as our brains. As our brain waves. And so when we're meditating, the earth is like, this is better. That's why we are so loved for doing this work. The whole planet loves us for it. It makes a huge difference. So keep on with that. There's healing energy behind that. It's how we're healers. It's how we're healers even if we're doing it in retreat, in our room, or in a cave. But it can just be in your room, in your home. You are making a difference, and the whole world is like, thank you, Claire. Healing energy. Yes. And not just that, on an individual level as well. If we're meditating and we're taking our brainwaves down to that theta state, alpha or theta state, you can get deeper, go deeper. Taking our nervous system down. Putting our bare feet on the ground as well. Healing. It's very healing. It's very healing because we might get our guidance and all of that, but it's very healing just to be in that state. Our cells are like, and the planet is like, Okay, 3 of Pentacles in the Chariot, but there's this energy of, there's a teaching. It might be something that I'm saying that you're just like, this doesn't quite jive right with me. That's okay. I'm not for everybody. You can know better than me as well, you know. And it can not be a complete fit. Like, I don't think, I love the way that I live, right? Oh no, it's not going to be right for everybody, but it's right for me. And I think that being in our authenticity is very important too. Not making everyone else wrong for it, and not making this teacher wrong for it. You might be inspired by it, right? There's something exciting about it, but it's not completely in alignment with you, and that's fine. All that stuff I said before about not being too precious about it, not being too rigid about it, and purist about it. We've got new beginnings behind that. So this might be a shift for you, a very welcome shift for you to be like, people don't need to be perfect. I can do a course and take half of it or 3/4 of it and leave the rest behind, and it can be authentic to me without making the other person wrong and without leaving a bad review. Do you know what I mean? Or anything like that. It can be take what is resonant with you and leave the rest behind. Of course, you're meant to do that with readings, right? But see, in reality, nobody ever takes a tarot reading and makes life-changing decisions based on it when it goes against their own principles or values or their own guidance. Nobody would do that, right? It used to bother me, like, if I was given guidance for a personal reading of like, this relationship that you're in is not good for you, leave it. I would take issue with my guides with that I don't want to be telling people to make big life-changing decisions. They need to make those themselves. My guides say, well, of course they're going to make them themselves. As if someone was in a really happy relationship and you said that to them, do you think that they're going to believe you over themselves and make that change? No, they're not going to make that change. They're only going to make that change if it's resonant with them, if you're confirming what they already know within themselves. So that up, Claire, you're not that powerful. No, whew, that's good, because I wouldn't want anybody to take something that doesn't resonate with them and believe that, you know. Oops. Okay. Kate, a vacation. Vacation energy. Take a vacation. Have some time off. We've got a skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. Tankard, celebration, fun, enjoyment. We've got a tree, affairs with your family. That hidden secrets can harm you. After saying like hold something to yourself, it's not that keeping you know, not speaking out on something is going to harm you. It's not that. There seems to be some energy here of you not knowing the full story from somebody. We've got wealth again. We had this yesterday. Ka-ching! We've got a sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. So a fresh start could be bringing abundance in for you. Wind chimes, peace and harmony. So this could be coming from a whole new energy. Turkey, someone's behaving stupidly. They will. And vow, a secret admirer. It feels like those go together. So someone could be admiring you and behaving really stupidly. It might be a distraction. It might be a, how have I attracted this energy? You haven't. I mean, often we are just bright lights and we attract everyone, really. Everyone is attracted to a bright light. And so yeah, it's who we let into our lives and how we deal with it is most important. How best to deal with these energies today then? Three of Pentacles, learn. Learn is what I'm getting. Learn from it all. You don't have to take everything on, but learn from it all. There's something to be learned from it all. Be open is what this is saying. Well, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave me a comment as well. What did that bring up for you? Have you struggled with being too outspoken? Are you an open book? You wear your heart on your sleeve and tell anyone anything about yourself, all the deep stuff straight away as soon as you've met somebody, and then live to regret it? Or you shared your goals and your intentions and the things that you're doing to the wrong people, and it's ended up working against you? Sometimes it can kind of take the wind out of your sails. It can take the wind out of your manifestations by sharing it with people too soon as well. Let me know in the comments below. Well, have the best day ever. You can sign up for my free class there. Meditate with me there. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.